and chatting with friends about the scene since they've had a chance to watch it, and I think there's more that we have to say. Now, I will admit that I have a tendency, and it's easy for us to kind of do, is we forget to read each line in a scene. So we hear the thing that kind of resonates the most in our brain, and then we're not as intentional with reading the rest of it. And so the thing that one of my friends brought up is how mean Belly is to Conrad in the scene. And I think what we forget is as humans in these moments, there's a lot of emotions at play. There's a version of Belly who still feels really hurt by everything that's gone down, that hasn't worked through all of these things. So the parts where people are saying that she's lying, it's also that she's trying to get back at him. It's also that she has this anger that's unresolved. And a part of that comes from the fact that she's never really felt like she can emotionally trust him to be a safe and reliable space without feeling as though he was someone that she could push away. So in that way, of course, she's not going to open herself up to have these conversations. There is no questioning that Belly wants Conrad, that Belly has always had this dream of Conrad, that she's allowed herself to live in this delusion that she could be okay with something else. And yet, at no point in time have we had a conversation between either of them to say, how do we show up in this relationship in a way that it works? How do we talk through these things? How do we actually be people who can be in the healthiest relationship and communicate and to meet and acknowledge our own emotional needs? Belly has always known her life, whether or not it's through the infatuation of Conrad, the idealization of Conrad, the relationship that she pursued with Conrad, and then being with Jeremiah. She doesn't really know herself outside of this existence. But in these moments that she's throwing Jeremiah in his face, in these moments where she's continuing to stay with this, she's validating her fears and not facing them. For me, Belly's choice to be with Jeremiah is, how does she stay in this version of this life that she's already mapped out? How does she find a way to hold on to this? So when we look at a scene like this, we have to remember that every line has the opportunity to come from a different emotional space. It's not always going to be the same thing, and she might be pulling from different experiences that she's not previously worked out.